Okay. Right, okay. So, okay, let's make another. We've had a cup of tea. We've had a cup of tea. There's been some marvellous artwork being done here, and the rich pictures are taking place, with difficulty or not. So we're going to go around looking at each person's rich picture. We'll put them on the camera as well, and people are going to explain what is inside the boundary, what's outside the boundary, and why that particular boundary, and what are you looking at. Okay. Who wants to go? Let's start at the back here. Start with yours. Smile, 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 smile. The world smiles with you. So did you just pop it here? No, did it over here? Look, you might be able to see the scene by the camera. We'll all gather around here. Look at it here. Okay. Hold it up to the camera to see. Oops. Just wait a minute, I know. Yeah, hang on a bit. Okay, a bit nearer, a bit nearer. Over that way. Now, a bit nearer the camera. Okay, a bit that way. Stop there, up a bit. Okay, just hold it there, hold it there for about a minute, okay? You got it? Okay, right. Put it on the table and we'll talk about it.
Right,
Do you want to get around
do you want me to put it down now?
Yeah.
I actually realized how tough it was to do a rich picture, but we tried our best. We've got the planes there at the top. We put the years on each plane. We've got the 1989 one, 1979, 1984, 1982, 87. Don't remember what year this one is. The Data's 83, if anyone remembers. And then 1979. So what we did was we showed how they crashed by putting some squiggles there, just showing the flames going down. And just down here we've got like some fragments, obviously the buildings falling down, people screaming. They look like they've got horns, but you know, it's the sound, it's the noise. So it's just stickmen there, just people running around. And then we've got a TV, the president addressing the nation, just telling them what has happened. Obviously, that's the Korean president. And then we've got the US agents there doing an investigation. We've got that guy there, also, you know, with horns. He's carrying a camera. He's obviously recording things that are happening and writing out a report. So he's one of the guys who are doing the investigation. And then on that one there, it's showing the departures, how
0.27 of the passengers dying, basically, compared to the American Airlines 0.27 and the Koreans is 4.2 something.
Okay.
So we put the 2 point whatever there at the top because it gets worse as it goes down. So that's
and there actually shows the withdrawal of the contracts with the Korean Airlines.
Oh right, okay, yes, good one.
And the newspaper is what was the newspaper in the story?
Obviously, because these are big stories, they will go on the papers. So that's a newspaper just to represent that these big stories were out on the papers. On the boundaries, we just have
we have countries. We have obviously people that are not involved, and weather is like it's not bad weather. What actually caused the external factors that probably should have caused the accidents and stuff like that is not involved. It's out of the boundary. We have what's that country thing that you stop immigration, you can't go through.
Like it's like a border thing, like border. Basically, it's the world watching what is happening.
Okay, right. Next one then. We'll come back to the boundary, by the way. Don't leave it all together. We're going to come back to the boundary.
Okay. Hold it up.
Oh, yes. That's right. A bit to that way. So hold it there for a moment or two. Just it's nice and sit. Pop it down then, and we'll explain yours.
Artistic side. Obviously, the windows there are the best part of it. Where are we? Right, we're obviously showing the Korean airline crashes.
Come die with me.
The new logo.
In tombstones, with all the dates and the crashes on.
Oh my.
Got the Russians shooting the plane down.
Yeah. The crew morale, one's fed up, one's half asleep. There's another crew here reading a newspaper.
14
ignoring
warning
the
bells, and they're too
warning
busy
bells.
reading about plane crashes to
Um,
turn to notice.
all because of a catalogue of areas which includes some of the ground crews smoking while it's being refuelled, etc., etc. And then we've got Uncle Sam here. He's doing his report. He's not very happy, and he comes across here to the Korean president, who initially doesn't want to know anything about it, but eventually does take some notice, has a light bulb moment, and everything's fine. You'll notice the boundary is drawn as an accurate depiction of the South Korean border.
Extra marks.
Very accurate, yeah.
And as outside influences, obviously we've got the gun, we've got the rest of the world being affected through the crashes. Well, you do this bit because you.
No, we've got Canadian flag.
Oh,
Yeah,
Canadian
restricted
flag.
No
fly
entry,
zone.
yeah.
In different air authorities around the world, CAA, FAA, and sadly SWEETF.
Wow.
Good, good, lovely. Okay, right, next one then. Oh yes, sorry. Right, no, up a bit, this way a bit, a little bit more, up a bit more, just a little bit more. I'll tell you, hold it there for a couple of seconds, okay. Right, okay.
Right, so we've got a runway of time, sort of
very
the
good.
70s through to the mid-90s there. We've got all our different types of crashing off the end of the runway into the sea, just crashing into Shanghai, into the mountains.
Where was the band of crash? They crash.
Got the external audit there by the National Transport Safety Board. Find out about the pilots reading the papers or smoking while they're refuelling. Down here we've got some statistics to do with that, which led to a fall in the safety rating, and then on to people flying with other airlines rather than Korean Air. Obviously, lots of crashes, lots of deaths. Over here we've got sort of the 7 like mini errors. We've got the weather, lateness, lack of sleep. Here, no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, lack of communication, and sort of the accumulation of the little errors. Obviously a time bomb waiting to go off. Our Korean president over there off with another airline, and then the restriction, obviously all this led to a restriction of airspace, and then to the present day where they received this Phoenix Award and flying off into the sunset with a good safety record.
What was that? I didn't see that. What was that?
This,
Yeah.
Smoking while
Oh, I see, right.
Petrol
Okay,
tank
okay.
there.
Oh, I see, actually, right. Okay. Okay.
And we've got the design of the bones, because that could have been part of the problem outside of the boundary,
Yeah.
as it doesn't appear to have been.
weather being outside, to the American investigation outside.
Just on that point, you'd have the design of the plane being at fault, and attached to that, you could have the legal department of Boeing. You dare say there's anything wrong with our design? You know, we'll have you in court. And therefore another shut-up situation where you're not going to talk about it because you're too scared about the legal consequences of saying that your design's wrong, etc., etc., etc.
And on the legal side, there's a pair of handcuffs there leading out from, potential implication of criminal deaths could be in criminal proceedings.
And just talk about the boundary then, from all your 3 points of view. Where was your boundary? What was inside the boundary? What were you looking at?
Well, maybe it was the airline itself, I suppose.
Well, we looked at, because the President said it was a Korean problem, so we figured the boundary was Korea itself.
Okay, so Korea was your boundary.
I think it could be political as well, in terms of the inside of because the first airline shutting down, thinking they're coming to invade